Deborah passed away, my friend Tommy Jerry suggested I go to grief recovery class. And so I did. And we was around the room, seated. A lot of people in the room there. The teacher was fantastic. She started talking to us. She suggested writing a short story. She said the reason for that is when you write things down, it seems to help your mind deal with it better. So I wrote the short story. I've never written a story before. So I started thinking, what am I going to write? So when I was leaving the prayer room, that was about July of 2019. So when I got to my counter here, I said, what am I going to write about? So the first thing that came to my mind is what I was living. I miss you more today than yesterday. And every day it seemed to have gotten worse. I missed her more every day. So I sat here with a pen and a piece of paper and I started writing. And it just started coming to me, the words did. And I'm going to read them to you in just a minute, but when I got the short story written, I took it to the class, and she said, I want to hear your story, Tommy, and I read it to her. And I looked around the room, and there was not a dry eye in the house. Everybody was crying. I was only telling them how I felt. And there was a lady in there that stood up. She said, Tommy, why don't you make a song out of that? Now bear in mind, the short story was enough. Now the song was going to a different level. I said, how can I do something like that? So what I did, I came back home and I put what I wrote down together in a letter form, and I sent it to Nashville, to a studio that I had heard about. And this is what I attached with it. My wife, Deborah, died of glioblastoma, brain cancer, January 25th of 19. We fought it for 3 years. When you read what I sent you, you can see our love for each other. I'm not a songwriter, as you can see, but the foundation of the song is written. It will spread the word of God, and hopefully up to many millions of people that face this. I need your help to do this. And I sent that with it. And I was at St. Dominic having a test run. And about 2 months later, I get to the thing on my phone with the arrow. I know what it was, and it was an MP3. And I was out in the waiting room, and I hit that arrow, and I heard the song. And I sat there and I cried. And I said, this is not possible. So I shared it with the nurses at St. Dominic. I told them a little story. I said, y'all listen to this? And everybody said yes. There was about 15 people there. And I played it to them. I've never seen such response from people's eyes. And I'm not giving my credit for anything, because to me this is written with God sharing the words on mine, what I call divine intervention. And it touched their hearts. So I will read this to you after it was turned into a song. It says, Mr. More than yesterday, the love you put together, Lord, was so strong. She was my joy, my peace, my happiness. She was my best friend, the love of my life. We became one. She made my life complete. I miss her more today than yesterday. Her heart belonged to me and you, Lord. This type of love can only come from you, Lord. Everywhere she went, she had a glow about her. A love like hers comes once in a lifetime. We talked about all of our memories together. I told her I would miss her beyond any words. You had to bring her home. No more pain. No more suffering. I miss her more today than yesterday. Lord, please heal my broken heart. My heart only you can heal. I miss her more today than yesterday. Through the chemo and radiation and the loss of her beautiful hair, she never complained. She was my hero and did so much for so many others, victims. I miss her more today than yesterday. Her heart belonged to me and you, Lord. This type of love can only come from you, Lord. Everywhere she went, she had a warm glow about her. She wanted to live so much for us. Her pain and suffering tore my heart out. She told me that she'd done all she could do. I never seen anyone so strong. I admired her deeply. I miss her more today than yesterday. Her heart belonged to me and you, Lord. This type of love can only come from you, Lord. Everywhere she went, she had a glow about her. Now she glows in heaven, waiting. So, I sit here on this, talking to you all today, and I can't believe this is happening to me. The book and the songs I want to talk more about in a few minutes. I know Deborah would be so happy now, and I know she knows about this. Because Deborah would want something so bad to happen to her, dying of a cancer that tore her apart. We was in ICU for over 80 days. We learned to live at the hospital. I didn't want to leave her. I wanted to do whatever. But it was a situation that I'll never forget. And Deborah would want me to be doing this, I feel like, and God first. Because she'd want me to spread the word of our love for each other and how we got it. And that's what I'm trying to accomplish. And I hope in some way or fashion it's doing this, and from what I can tell it is. And that's what I pray for the most.
Always knowing you love me, and you knowing I love you. My eternal promise of love I give to you. Two loving hearts that'll never die. My eternal promise of love